KTR says this is a bogus case completely. It has no merit. Mr. Daikar, are you with me?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Good evening.
Hello. You know,
Good evening, ma'am.
good evening, Mr. Daikar. He says that there
Yeah.
is absolutely no merit in this case. It's a rubbish case. It's a silly case. That's what he says. But then if you read it, he says that violation of RBI guidelines, Mr. Daikar. That is one of the first things insofar as the Formula E race is concerned. He says the RBI imposed a fine of 8 crores on the then Telangana government, which was led by KCR Garu, for
Yep.
unauthorized transactions, which was later paid by the Congress government. Your opening comment on why the RBI fined BRS 8 crores, Mr. Daikar.
Yeah. Without cabinet decision, one important issue. Secondly, at the time of election, there is a model code of conduct. On that time, he sent the money through local bank to the England. So this is the problem of this is the affected issue of the RBI guidelines. Is on that issue, Telangana government paid a paid um, uh, paid um, fine to the RBI 8 crores. My government. इसीलिए KTR he misused his power. There is no cabinet decision also. He wrongfully sent money to the other private company for the party benefit, BRS benefit. There is a BRS benefit, madam. Other thing is that he don't have any right to send the money through HMDA.
Okay, let me
So
now go
it
to,
is
okay, fine.
he
I mean,
says
you've
that
made your opening. Mr. Daikar, please, if I can just have Krishank also make the opening comments. Krishank Mane, two cases and several more apparently are in the pipeline. Of course, your leader has said very clearly, it's silly, it makes no sense. This government does not know, any kind of sporting activity and, does not know how to put Hyderabad on the global map. But this particular thing, if you can clarify for the benefit of the viewers, why did the RBI impose a fine of 8 crores? Tell me on for unauthorized transactions.
Sudhaji, number one, not just two cases, or dozens of cases. In fact, in the remand copy of the Kodangal farmers, also KTR's name was involved for provocation. So, and conspiracy, of course. Okay, keeping that aside, I want to be specific on this particular case because Honorable Judge and the arguments of both the learned counsels was making it very clear. Because number one, Honorable Judge asked, what is the personal interest of Mr. KTR in this? There was no answer from the government side because the point is the personal interest here was brand Hyderabad and bringing such an international sporting event, which gave a boost of economy for 700 crores. Now, yes, definitely the chapter 7 of the 2008 HMDA Act clearly says that HMDA Act does not, because they have a separate fund for them, development fund for them, they do not have to take cabinet decisions. It's an independent body. Now the question here is, one, they've kept a case of corruption in this, which does not stand because from a nationalized bank, Sudhaji, from Indian Overseas Bank, directly two installments of amount were transferred to the Formula E organizers account. Now, if there are RBI violations in this, how is KTR responsible? It is the officials who will be responsible for that. If there was a delay or RBI guideline,
Kumar, no, no.
definitely it will be a
Please,
procedural.
no,
It will
no,
be a
no, no.
procedural lapse.
No,
It
no,
cannot be a case
understood.
of corruption. This is
Krishank,
what has been
Krishank,
argued in the honorable
Krishank,
court.
the buck stops with KTR Garu, right? It is not as if that is official, whether it's Arvind Kumar or Reddy, whoever it is, whoever has transgressed that. But who does the buck stop with? The buck stops with then because he was a minister at that time. He was not just a leader. Mr. Daikar, would you agree that? Mr. Daikar, please let me have you on the screen,
at the,
sir.
yes, ma'am. At the same time,
Boliye.
what is the time? What is the time? It's the time of the elections. During the elections, model code of conduct is there. How they can transfer the money? to the other company or whatever. That is the main obligation. Whatever leader or minister, whatever. But even though Prime Minister, President of India also cannot use the
Point. No, I get your point.
property.
Yeah, I get your point. Krishank, quickly, if you want to rebut, and then I will go to the Outer Ring Road controversy. Go on, Krishank.
Two things in this. Number one, if that is the case, then it's a case of code of violation of election commission and not a corruption. But the major event today is, it could even, if there are corruption charges in this, then Honorable Chief Minister Revanth Reddy also should be an accomplice in this. He should be named in this. You know why, Sudhaji? In the House of Assembly, he has said that after KTRG has exposed yesterday that Alberto Lango met Chief Minister Revanth Reddy and this was not kept out. Today, he confessed that yes, there was a meeting and the Formula co-founder offered him kickbacks. Then this is the serious corruption charge. In the House, Chief Minister says, and why did he keep this secret? He should book in the FIR the Formula co-founder also. And
that's why he doesn't want the Formula E race, no, Krishank. Maybe that's why if what Mr. Reddy says, like you are telling me, that yes, the head of Formula E met with Revanth Reddy Garu and he was offered a kickback. He offered the kickback to a duly elected Chief Minister of a state. That's why he is not having Formula E race, and that's why maybe his, his antenna was up that something is wrong. And this is not the first time. It's been going on for months now, rather years now. So why you blaming Revanth Reddy suddenly? What for?
And after years, you speak today in the assembly and you say that, okay, the Formula co-founder is not a party to this. I'm not a party to this. There was a kickback. And in fact, he also said that there were kickbacks even given to KTR as told by Alberto Lango to him. Then involve Alberto Lango. You also be a evidence in this. You be a party in this. You tell the investigative agencies, it's so surprising.
No, I'm sure Alberto Lango will be involved at a later stage. But today we are talking about the FIR. Today we are only focusing on what KTR is facing. A double whammy, as it were. Mr. Daikar, let's come to the Outer Ring Road controversy, sir, where you say that a contract was awarded for 7,380 crores as a payoff of 1,000 crores. That the then BRS regime had caused a loss of 30,000 crore revenue to the government, as toll collection per day on ORR was 2 crores. I mean, this very, very serious allegation that BRS apparently knew that they are losing the elections and they would have gone away somewhere with all the money, Mr. Daikar. ये किस तरह का लांछन है?
Yeah, ma'am. That is government of Telangana's property. They want to money from that ORR. इसीलिए they transfer to the private company. What is the requirement, ma'am? एक बार पूछो. What is the requirement to transfer the private company? That is 30,000 worth. 30,000 crores worth.
I know.
Only because
and that too for 30 years. Krishank Mane, 30 years. That's a long time. I mean, you already the state as it is, it was, told it was earning 2 crores per day. For 30 years, you give it to ORR and to IRB Infra, I beg your pardon, for 7,380 crores. What is the reason for giving it to a third party, Krishank Mane?
Sudhaji, is this the first PPP model in India today? What is the Musi contract which Revanth Reddy Garu is taking up? Isn't he promising about PPP model, which is again private? In fact, he is involving the World Bank also without a DPR, asking a 4,100 crore loan. For a PPP model, you want to send us to jail. And number one, it is on record. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, who is also the Finance Minister, Bhatti Vikramarka Garu, who has made a statement that the 7,000 odd crores which you are talking about were used for Raitu Bandhu. So for giving farmers, you are accusing us of corruption and so-called commission. It is a statement, official statement of the Finance Minister, who said that out of this money, 7,000 crores, which were made out of this ORR, were used for Raitu Bandhu to be distributed to the farmers. So where is the point of commission here? If you are questioning PPP model, today the whole point is, Sudha Garu,
Why 30 years?